Let's see if there's some pay sand down there. There's a little obstruction in the water right there. I'm up on my higher part of my deposit here. So let's just scrape a little bit of bones off there. There's a little bit of sand there. I can't see much black sand in it, but there's a lot of sand in it. A lot of sand in this stuff. Really coarse sand. The sand is sticking the rocks a little bit, but let's check this out. So I got 2 gallons of water right here. Usually I use 5 gallons of water, but I can't pick up a 5-gallon bucket of water with my camera in my hand, so let's see what we got. Pay very close attention to how slow I'm pouring this water in here. I want to see if there's any fine sand down there. That fine sand really creates a barrier for the water, and it doesn't want to penetrate past that black sand, past that fine sand. So let's just pour it in there really slow. Wow, it's going down there pretty quick. It's soaking in there pretty fast. I'm pouring it in there pretty fast. Boy, that just disappeared. I didn't expect it to do that. Let's take this other half this bucket here. Let's move up the bank here 5 feet. See how it's running down there? It's making a little stream. Took a little bit longer to penetrate. So 5 feet makes a big difference with that Paystreak. Where the black sand is at. You want to find that sand. And I got another 2-gallon bucket over here of my bones. So there's a lot of this type of deposit right here, my bone pile, in this up here. Like up there, where the larger rocks are at. I want the rocks that are about 2 inches in diameter. But this is my bone pile from my classification bin, which is right there. And this dumped 2 gallons of water on my bone pile. See what that does. And I run in this this situation a lot, to where I dump water down. I dump the whole bucket. And it just disappears. There's no gold in there. There's not gold for at least 3 or 4 feet. At least I hope not. There could be a huge nugget this size in there. But I don't even want to think about that. I look at my bones when I'm pitching them out. I pay close attention. I find some nice agates once in a while. But if that water just soaks in there and just penetrates really fast, there's no sand in there. So the sand really creates a barrier for that water, and that's what you want. You want that barrier of water. You want the water to puddle up, and you want to make it so the water goes in there really slow. Let me take another 2-gallon bucket here, because I only have two of them down here with me. This is what I planned on doing. So let's go up here. Let's go right here, because this is a spot that I've already kind of cleared out. So let's go like this. Let's dump some material in there. See how it just runs all the way down there? Look at how slow it goes down. It's really slow. So there's gold in here. I know there's gold in here, because I've tested it. I've tested it a lot. But there's so much black sand in this stuff right next to the vegetation line that it's impossible to get a large amount of gold, because the flakes are so small. And most of the gold here on the surface is right in these root balls. Let me take a little grab at this root ball here. It's really delicate. See that root ball right there? There's probably a microfine piece of gold in that stuff right there. See how it's really fine? But I'm not after that fine gold. I'm after the 80 mesh and the 100 mesh. In this spot here where I'm digging in my pit, the majority of the gold has been 100 mesh. I'm fine with that, but the quantity of gold that I'm getting, 80 to 100 flakes on average, I would say I'm getting 60 to 80 flakes average on my pans there. And I've been finding some larger pieces of gold, but a majority of it has been 100 mesh. I've come to figure out that there's a fine medium, there's a fine line between how much black sand you want to run and how much gold you want to get throughout the day. These deposits, I prospect a lot. I prospect for days and days and days to find spots like this, to find spots like that, right up there, the 8-foot deep hole that I dug here 3 years ago. 8-foot deep hole. And I got nearly 2 ounces from it. But when I dug that hole, I was at water level in my pit. So I had a big ramp coming down to my pit, up to my classifier. I had my classifier, I basically dug right here. My first pan, I dug about right there. I got about 30 flakes of gold on it. There's not 30 flakes of gold this time around because that's all overburden. That came from up the hillside there. So, and I came here 1 year and half this bank was washed out. All these rocks, all this stuff was gone. All of it was gone. And there's a large deposit of really big boulders right in through here. They're buried now. Actually, they come this way. They're right in through here. And then there's another large line of boulders running right here. You can kind of see how it dips down there, and there's a lot of fine sand in there. But that's the stages of water that we have in the spring and the fall. You know, this is the fall up here, and that's the spring down there. And there's 2 different Paystreaks. They go 2 different ways. So that's what the normal stage of water that is in those seasons. The spring down here and the fall up here, because we get a lot of rains in the fall here in Oregon. Up the little North Fork Santiam can go up 3 or 4 feet in one day and not rain very much because it rains every day here, just a little bit. In the wintertime, pretty much every day we get rain. But I come up here a lot in October, and I have quite a few pits down the stream. I have a few pits up the stream, but a majority of my pits that I have in this area are right here and downstream. I have several 5-foot deep pits that I have. Once I get flooded out of this area right here, once my pit water comes up above my dike there, or basically over my barrier underneath my dike, I can't dig here anymore because my muddy water goes right in the river. And I can cross the river safely, but my dike it's all about the containment of my muddy water into the river. You know, I have to abide by laws. You know, I can't just dig a hole in the river and muddy up the river. I would have the Forest Service or the state police come out and talk to me and give me some shit. So this is Prospector Jeremy, Paystreak Superfreak. I'm on the Little North Fork Santiam River, and I'm out.